Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Casamando. And Casamando has this question: is it possible for a person to be inherently unlovable? And if a person feels that they are unlovable, what can they do about it? And my answer to this is that in my opinion, no. It is not possible for a person to be inherently unlovable. And the proof of this is observable all around the world. You just have to look around you, and you'll find some really nasty people who are loved by some very nice people. And if they can be loved, well, anyone can be. So I would not think that it's possible for a person to be inherently unlovable. Is it possible, however, for a person to have a situation in which they are unlovable? Yes. And there can be a number of possible causes for this, but I think that generally speaking, the cause is going to be that in their heart of hearts, they do not wish to be loved, and they are keeping it away from themselves. And what can you do about this if you're in that position? Well, you have to do shadow work. And once again, I must reference the fact that I have promised to do a more in-depth piece on shadow work at some point, but I will point out I've written 3 books that have all kinds of techniques for shadow work, usually not labeled as such, but anything that's addressing your inner self is shadow work. But what I would recommend, if you're watching this vlog and you feel that you have placed yourself into a position where you are unlovable because no one is loving you, that what you should do is really examine how you feel about romantic situations. And you should write down everything that comes to you emotionally connected to the idea of romance. Everything good, everything bad. Write it down on 2 different pieces of paper and take it as far as you can. Look at how everything connects and take it a little bit farther if you can. How do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? What things does this bring to my mind? And do your best to look as far inside yourself as you can. Write it all down. 1 page good, 1 page bad, and then leave it overnight. Come back to it the next day or even a couple of days later and look at it again and ask yourself, well, gee, I found these things that I believe, but are they in any way inherently true, or are these belief systems I have adopted? And go through them and ask yourself this question about each of them. And I think you'll find that the vast majority are belief systems. And I myself did this many years ago. I was at the start of a relationship that I really wanted or thought that I wanted, and I was finding myself unable to get things going, to the point that the person actually came to my home and knocked on my door and I did not hear it for no reason I can explain. And Lady Crystal advised me to do what I'm now telling you to do. And I found that I had a lot of belief systems about romantic situations of which I had no conscious idea. Many of them traced to my parents and other relationships I had seen. And I realized that just because something may have been true for their relationship, or that I may have perceived it a certain way in their relationships, that didn't mean that it always was necessarily the case. And so I really unwound my feelings on the subject and then went forward in the way that I'm going to describe. So what you want to do when you have your sheet of positive things you found and your sheet of negative things you found is you want to take that sheet of negative things, go through and find what you truly believe and what you don't believe. And what I mean by that is what you want to carry forward as a belief. And I think you'll find the vast majority you do not want to carry forward. And you want to take those that you do not wish to carry forward, write them again, and do a burning to send them away. This is the simplest way to address it. And I think you'll find it very transformative. Keep that original list and don't be afraid to do it more than once. But I think you'll find that just once is enough to really affect the situation. Then you want to take that sheet of really positive things and add to it anything positive that you have discovered in looking at that negative sheet. If you have found that certain beliefs that you formerly had that were limiting you, you no longer believe, then write down their opposite on the positive sheet and burn that sheet to manifest it. And burning can be used for both sending away and drawing to. Burning is an act of transformation, and it can be used for any transformation. So first send away the negative, then draw in the positive. And also you might want to do a burning or other kind of spell to draw the most ideal love for your life at this time. You never really want to focus it on a person, because for one thing you might get them and you might find out they're not all they were cracked up to be. But also it's simply not the right thing to do. Rather, draw the perfect love for you at this time. And see if these things do not change your situation, but first, make sure you really want to change it. As I was saying in an earlier vlog this week, not everyone actually wants to have a relationship. Not everyone's cut out for it, and relationships are hard. So, make sure that what you're manifesting is actually what you want. But if you go through your feelings and your emotions this way, you may find that you're carrying a lot of baggage that you're not consciously aware of, and it could be putting up a wall around you. So this would be my suggestion. Now, if you're a little more advanced, I always recommend soul retrieval as well, but of course you have to understand soul retrieval to successfully do that, although the instructions are in my books. So these would be my suggestions, and again, I don't believe anyone is inherently unlovable, and all you have to do is look around to see people you might have thought were unlovable who are very much loved, so anyone can be. So those would be my thoughts on the subject. I hope you find them helpful, and once again, we have come to the end of our week of vlogs. This has been a short week, and there have only been 3 because at the start of the week I was traveling. But our 3 vlogs are these. On Wednesday, we had Gypsy Obsessions from Irish Gypsy. On Thursday, we had Demons from Reverend Vivian. And today, we had Unlovable from Casamando. Please let me know which one is your favorite. You can vote at the comment section on Magic TV, on Facebook pages where the vlog appears, or you can send it to me by email at donlewishp@aol.com. And I look forward to seeing which was your favorite question this week. And until next week, may you blessed be.
Hello, my name is Cher Davis, and I'm greeting you from Jacksonville, Florida. Please join me as I lift my prayer to the God and Goddess. I pray for peace. I pray for love. I pray for stability. I pray for the nation where I live. I pray for the world. So mote it be.
Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witch School's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witch School's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.